So our channel has been talking a lot recently about the market crash and what's actually happening in our local markets. Currently, we're seeing some issues, and obviously now that we have the tariffs that have been announced, there's going to be some ramifications that are going to happen there as well. Being on the ground floor in real estate right now is a lot different than just hearing it in the news or having somebody mention to you a specific situation. And what we're actually seeing on the ground floor, at least for me personally, there may be other real estate agents out there who are seeing things a little bit differently in their specific markets, of course, but we're seeing people have a very difficult time moving around in the real estate market. So not only are we seeing sellers that are having difficult times right now, making that move that they actually want to make because they have to sell their home. But it's not as easy as just putting your home on the market and selling it. There are some people who just do not have the ability to put their home on the market and sell it at a price that is the current market value. Maybe they don't have enough equity in their home. Maybe they can't even cover the cost of selling their home, whether it's your mortgage fees that you're going to pay because you're breaking a mortgage potentially. Maybe it's your real estate commissions. Maybe it's just the land transfer tax when you're purchasing another property. But there's a lot of additional fees that don't always get considered, which is why we keep having this conversation here about the market potentially crashing or things not necessarily being as good as they could be in this market situation that we're dealing with right now. So if you're thinking of making a move right now, you have to really look at things from a much, much wider lens. I'm currently sitting in the kitchen of one of our new listings that's hitting the market shortly here. And the conversations that we're having with clients before their properties go on the market are very important. It's important to have the conversation of the reality of today's market. Maybe they bought in 2020, 2021, 2022. Maybe they bought in the peak of the market, the absolute peak in February or March of 2022. If that's the case, you're likely selling for less than what you bought it for. But being prepared for what that looks like on the selling side, especially if you need to sell, maybe you have no choice, you have to sell your property. There are people in that situation. And if that is somebody who's putting their home on the market right now, you need to know what that looks like. You need to know what the fees, what it's going to cost you, how you're going to maybe get out of a situation that you're in. And ultimately, if you don't think the market's in a good position, what you have to consider is it going to get worse? Are you going to lose more than you already have lost based on the current market situation? And the answer is potentially yes. If you're going to move today and you think things are going to get worse, maybe you're saving yourself a bigger loss. Like some of you in the comment section have mentioned to me previously, it's not necessarily a loss unless you sell your property. Yes, this is 100% true. But not everybody is able to hold on to their property for the length of time it might take here for the market to bounce back. I don't know if the Bank of Canada is going to react quickly here and maybe we see a larger rate reduction from the Bank of Canada to kind of mitigate what we're seeing on the tariff side of things. It is quite possible that we do. But it's also quite possible that we just have to let things run their course. None of us are excited that we have tariffs. We were warned plenty of times, so it definitely should not be a surprise. If you're a Canadian and you're up in arms about the tariffs, it shouldn't be a surprise. We knew this was going to happen. Our Canadian government did have an opportunity to figure things out. We've been given a 30-day extension, and we may even be given another one in the future. But it's not going to be something that saves us, whether we have the tariffs or not. Tariffs will make things worse, yes. But without the tariffs, we were not in a great situation. People were losing a lot of money on their homes. So just make sure if you're going to put your home on the market right now, understand what that looks like. How much money you may or may not be making on your sale. Maybe you bought it 2015, 2016. You're still doing very well for yourself. If you bought it more recently, we know you're not going to be looking at a number that you're super excited about. And if you don't have a home at all, hearing this conversation obviously has got your ears perked up. You're going to hear a conversation here where sellers aren't super excited, but that means the buyers are. There's a lot of opportunity out there, right? So if sellers aren't excited that their prices are lower, if you're a buyer, maybe this is the opportunity for you to hop into something, but not just anything. Hop into it with a strategy of what you actually need the property for. If you just want to get a property and you're just going to buy a condo for the sake of buying a condo, maybe consider what that long term looks like for you. If you're going to be in the condo for 1, 2, or 3 years, I would say don't even bother, because you're banking that the market gets better, that you make money on that condo, and that you don't have these penalties and things like that when it comes time to selling your condo. But if you are going to dive into the market because you need a roof over your head, because you have found a really good steal out there, there's a lot of properties that are super, super attractive right now, and sellers that really want to sell them. So I think that is where the opportunity is in this market. It's not all doom and gloom, although you can find all the doom and gloom out there. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of it out there to find. The market is not falling off a proverbial cliff, so to speak, but it's not as good as it was the last couple of years. You have to still understand that we are still talking about $1 million detached homes, $600,000-$700,000 townhouses in the Greater Toronto Area suburbs. So it is not like houses are for free. There may be some of you guys in the comment section who are waiting for the, I don't know, you're waiting for another 70% drop. That's not going to happen. You likely are waiting forever for something like that to happen. And if the house has dropped 70%, we have bigger issues that are happening in the world if that's what we're dealing with. So keep in mind, as we're going throughout this video here, I just want to kind of give you my 2 cents on where the market is, where you may be able to take a little bit of advantage if you're looking to get into the market, or maybe take a pause if you're thinking of selling your home and you don't necessarily need to make that move. Thanks so much for watching this video, and if this kitchen I'm sitting in right now does intrigue you and you are looking to get into the market, this property will be hitting the market shortly here in Burlington. You can always get that information in the description box down below, or you can just text me at the number here on screen, and I'd be happy to send you all the listing info for this beautiful house. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.